he was well suited for. He was a great uncle and always spent a lot of time with his nieces and nephews. He gave us a lot of his time. He continued to enjoy his practical jokes and taught us to pull the fingers as a greeting. So much to Mum's horror, when she pushed us in the stroller as we were walking down the street, we'd pull the fingers at everyone walking towards us. He was a favourite uncle to a lot of us and ensured we knew this by teaching us from the time we could talk that the answer to who is your favourite uncle was Morris. Only a couple of Christmases ago, he taught my two nephews to eat their nana's gingerbread cake with no hands. Morris was known for many practical jokes and maintained his humour right through to the end. There are many jokes he told and funny stories that have been told from the last few weeks when he was unwell. We will miss him and his humour. He was a big man, a gentle giant, and was so kind and generous to all his family. He was the perfect son. He was obviously a pretty great husband, a wonderful brother, the best uncle and great uncle we could have. We love you, Morris.
I'd like to move into the tributes now. So the first tribute is going to be brought to us by Wendy Purdy.
I met Morris back in 2001, 15 years ago, while I was working. When the new farm manager walked in, I looked up and saw Morris, and I knew straight away he was mine, as the stomach was doing that butterfly thingy. As the weeks went by, I was introduced to Annette and Cameron and Daniel. What really stands out of my memory was Annette's cooking and cleaning and the way Cameron kept his room so spotless. They were at an early age always looking after their dad, and it showed how proud they all were of each other. Morris's quick wit and sense of humour, his caring and passion for life made me come alive. Morris open and lovingly took me and my three children, Joel, Melissa and Keaton, into their lives, and we used to laugh about being the Brady Bunch. We shared some beautiful and memorable times when the kids were growing up. And back in 2007, Morris made me the happiest person in the world when he actually sent me an invitation to our wedding. He was always full of surprises. We have been so lucky over the years with new additions to our family, Jasmine, Ben, Steph and Tyler, and Morris was always known as being the favourite uncle to many of his nieces and nephews, of whom they all argue about who's the best today. But his overwhelming love for our grandchildren, Faith, Jarlin, Bella, Anna, Maxine, Noel, Lily and Luca, really showed. I said to Morris one day, "You have a natural talent for loving children." Morris then said he loved kids so much because they don't judge, they just love. 10 months ago, after 5 years on the ships, Morris decided he had had enough, so he applied for the grounds manager job at the Papamoa Beach Resort. We couldn't believe our luck, as this come with a house and our dream job was finally here. Morris loved his job and the staff was so friendly and helpful. We had found our happiness and future, but after 6 weeks working, Morris was diagnosed with a brain tumour. He fought through this with courage and determination, and we were excited as the results came back benign. He returned back to work and so eager to prove himself, but was coming home so tired. 4 months later, sadly, our dreams came crashing down and was diagnosed with terminal pancreatic cancer. This was devastating news to all of us. Morris, you suffered for 3 long months, and I wish to take this opportunity to thank all of Morris's brothers and sisters who were there every day or every other day and helped us with endless baking and their love, support and the caring of Morris. To Morris's nephew and nieces, my family and friends, I want to thank you all so very much for your support. A special thank you to Les, who has been with us for the last 2 weeks. I could not have done this without you. Thank you, Les. We also have had tremendous support from Waipuna Hospice, who came out every day, such genuine caring people. To my cousin Yvonne and Ron, your friendship, love and the many karaoke nights, always starting off with New York, New York. We had such fun that will be missed without Morris. To Bruce and Donna, owners of the Papamoa Beach Resort, you were so good to Morris and I, and Joy is the resort manager who had a very special bond with Morris, and he really treasured that. Thank you all so much. These thank yous I will always hold in my heart. To my children, Joel, Steph, Millie, Keaton and Tyler, you have lost a very loving stepdad of whom he loved you very much, and I treated you like his own. And I need you to know Annette and Cameron, Ben and Jazz, your hearts have been broken with losing your dad, but I will always be your second mum. And to Faith, Jarlin, Bella, Anna, Maxine and Noelle, I will always be Nana Purdy, because I love you all so much. Morris, my darling, my husband, my everything, this was not supposed to happen. But as your favourite saying goes, it is what it is. Over the last 12 weeks, you have fought bravely, and your courage, love and support for us all have shown us that you were our rock. You guided us all selflessly through your cancer, even though you were the one suffering. You never complained. I love you with all my heart, Morris, and you made me so happy. But now I am so sad as I stand here alone without you. But you are at peace now, back with your mum and dad. I will see you on the other side, my darling. I say goodbye for now. I love you, Morris.
Do I just go?
Yeah.
Hello? Long story short, oh, this is loud. Long story short, I was born in Matamata, then around the age 8, mum and dad got divorced, and me, mum and Keaton moved to Makatu. Not long after, Keaton and I were introduced to Morris and his kids, Annie and Cameron. The change in dynamics took a little bit to get used to, but we got there and I really enjoyed growing up with them. After shifting 2 houses in Makatu, still living the farm life, Mum and Mo then decided to change pathways. They got new jobs and we all shifted to Pangaroa, which was my favourite memory. We had a great home with a mini fruit orchard, a swimming pool and a massive avocado tree to climb. We were also lucky to have a mini field aside our house that we used to play rugby on with the other kids. Then fast forward to intermediate, Annie and Cam had moved to their mums. Morris got a new job and we all shifted to Te Puke. We lived in 2 houses there. After we were done with Te Puke, we moved to the beautiful Papamoa. By that time, Keaton and I were finishing high school. Mo-Man started working on the ships, Mum was doing her thing. Then years after, we moved again, but still living in Papamoa. With Mo being gone for sometimes months at a time on the ships, and then coming home for weeks at a time, Mum was getting over it and so was Mo. I started applying for jobs and I was just so over the moon when he got grounds manager at the Papamoa Resort. It was around the same time I started my job and we were all in a good place. However, it was too good to be true. Months after Mo had to have brain surgery, I had doubts that he wouldn't make it, but my hopes were even higher that he would make it. Months after, he's back in hospital and diagnosed with cancer. Coming to terms with reality has been a struggle for everyone. My thoughts constantly saying, this is unfair, he doesn't deserve this, mum doesn't deserve this. What about Annette, Cam and the grandkids? I'm losing a dad for the second time. This isn't real, this is a nightmare. When will I wake up? And more. Mo was in so much pain through his final months and it was hard to watch him suffer. I remember Mo as loving, productive and funny. I'm going to miss seeing the creativity you and mum bring to the backyard. I'll miss drinking with you till our conversations stop making sense. And words can't fill how things will be like without you. Thank you so much for being a really cool stepdad. Thanks for the adventures we had as a family and for making my upbringing an awesome one. Thank you for the lessons learnt along the way and your selfless amount of love and support throughout, and thank you for taking us in and making mum happy. Mo, it's a damn shame that you're gone. I really will miss you. I love you and may we meet again.
Would Liz and Jim Barnes like to come forward?
Right, to everyone here, I'm Jim, Liz's second husband. She asked me to do this because she said she gets a lump in the throat, so I've always thought lump in the throat can be got rid of by swallowing, but she doesn't agree with me. So anyway, Morris and Liz's adventures started in a local pub in Australia while listening to the Trogs sing Wild Thing. And with Morris's sense of humour, he leant over the cigarette machine wanting to know if Les was with HBF, which was a hospital insurance ad on TV. They moved to New Zealand, had 2 wonderful kids while moving around the country farming for a living. Morris always loved the get-togethers with friends, playing practical jokes while enjoying a bourbon or two. Gee, I wish I bought my glasses. Times changed throughout the years, and although Morris and Les parted company, they remained friends, and then with his new family, Wendy, Joel, Millie, Steph, Luke and Lily, and Keaton. Les has felt very honoured to have helped Wendy and Morris through this difficult time and to have been there with Morris as he parted from this world. Soar high, Morris, rest in peace.
Would Alan Parker like to come up, say a few words?
Okay, it's a great pleasure that I am able to represent Morris's time in Central Hawke's Bay a little bit. My name's Alan. I've got some friends here as well that have come up from Waipuck, and I just jotted down a few thoughts I have about Mo from our time together down there. Interesting looking at the timeline of Mo's life and hearing everybody speak tonight or today just regarding the changes that went on in his life, and he wasn't one to let the grass grow under his feet for whatever reason, and really looking at, you know, really what was a fairly short time in his whole life that we did know him down there, but what a big impact that he made on us as friends. As I said, we first met in 1997. We happened to go to Ashley Clinton around about the same time as Morris and Les. So we were both new in town, farming down there. We hit it off pretty quickly, and we both settled into what turned out to be a really cool little rural community down there just west of Waipukurau. We had a few things in common at the time. We had both young families and we're both dairy farmers. Some of the kids went to school together, a little country school. And the overriding I guess, bond that we had, more so than that, was just a social connection, just a friendship between ourselves as families and also as mates. We sort of became part of a very good sort of extended social network down there of people, all sort of a similar age with young families. And for our time there, and I'm sure for Morris's, it was good times. We really had a good little district that we happened to come across. Mo had what I would call an unquenchable thirst, not so much for knowledge, but more for human interaction. According to these programs, he had a thirst for something else. I think we can see that as well, but he just loved socialising. He was pretty much the life and soul of every party that he was at, and that was in a community that had some big personalities, and he shone out as bright as anybody there, if not brighter. In the country, you have to make your own fun. We don't have restaurants and nightclubs and things out there. These big city folk have got. And so we had to make our own social activity, and he was a very central part of that. And that's one of my memories of Mo. You know, we worked hard. We all worked hard back then, and you know, you work hard and you need to get a bit more out of life, and he brought that. As I said, there was never a dull moment with him around. He just wouldn't let it be dull, and all this while getting up at 5 in the morning to milk the cows. Well, most days anyway. Toward the end of his days in Central Hawke's Bay, he had some pretty tough times. Sort of times that, as friends, it was very difficult for us to see him go through. Pretty dark days. There were a few there, and it was so good for us to see that he got through those dark days and managed to make a new life for himself up in the Bay of Plenty. As I said, he was only there a brief time. We visited him on a few occasions following that, and just seeing his new life up there made us so happy. He made a fresh start, and he found happiness again, which is all you would want for any friend. I guess I'll just conclude by saying that when a big personality like that leaves your life, it leaves a large hole that cannot easily be replaced. But we'll never forget the memories that we had with Mo, the good times that we shared together, and the kind and generous guy that he was to us. Thank you.
Thank you, Ellen and the family, for sharing your experiences and your life with Mo. It's really moving. Would Joy like to come and say a few words, please?